String is maybe the simplest construction tool. String with chalk on it is a chalk line, and it's the second simplest construction tool. We're going to show you some tips about how to use a chalk line, how to set one up, things to think about when you're snapping, and then, more importantly, we're going to set up a test about maybe some ways that you can protect your chalk lines out in the weather from rain, from wear, so that maybe when you need it, a week or two later, they'll still be there and you'll be able to be accurate. So I've got 4 colors of chalk right here and 5 colors of chalk in these boxes. But for right now, we're going to talk about blue, red, day glow, orange, and black. 2 of these are permanent. The black and the red will get you in trouble because the line, once it's there, it's always there. You think that's all you got to worry about, right, to make a permanent chalk line? Well, sort of, because rainwater, snow will widen and blur and make less distinct the lines that maybe you've just got to have perfect. Now, on the other hand, blue is semi-permanent. I mean, it lasts a long time, maybe longer than you want. This day glow orange is very vivid. You can see it in low light, but it comes off almost as easy as white. Now, one of these chalk boxes, let's see, is it this one? Yeah, that has white chalk in it. If you've got to work inside a house, snap a line across a carpet, snap a line down a white drywall wall for the standards for a stair railing. Don't be afraid of the white chalk, it'll brush right off. But if you need it to be there tomorrow, yeah, this is not the right thing. Let's say you got a brand new chalk box, like this little DeWalt Atomic, which by the way is a pretty nice size if you're not doing big, long layout lines all the time. It fits in your bags, and I'm going to fill it with black chalk. Here's the mistake that people make when they get a new chalk line. They open it up, they open up the port, and they fill it with chalk. They just pump the chalk in there until it can't hold no more. Well, what happens then is you pull the string out, you wind it up, and it jams. A chalk line cannot stand to be filled up right off the bat. So you just pull out, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 or 50 feet of string. You kind of get down in there so you begin to see that the spool is diminished. Then you pop the top off the chalk and you put some in. Now you don't put all of the bottle of chalk in there, you just put some in. And if it's black, you're careful. And then you turn it upside down and you tap it. Look what they did. They made that a clear doorway. And you wind it up. And what's happening is the first third of the string is getting covered with chalk. And then you pull it out again. Look at that. It's about half covered. I don't want that all over our test piece. I'm going to put it on the floor. And you do it one more time. Tap it down. Close the hatch. Look at that. Nicely charged. Let's do some test lines. I'm going to snap some black lines. And here's a chalk line protocol. If you're working with another guy, look at that black making a mess. Yeah. You got to learn to control that. You get it over here and you knock off the extra chalk before you put it down on your substrate. And you don't need to pull it back like a bowstring. It's just a little bit. This end, that's a nice crisp line. I don't want too much more chalk on there, so I'm going to hold it upright. I'm going to reach over there. I'm going to hook it. There, that's better. See that? You just control the chalk. You come over, you lay it down carefully. Let me do this. Now, you don't always have to clean off the extra. You'll learn when it's important. Now, here's the thing. One of the protocols in working with another carpenter, when you're snapping out a floor, maybe you're on a slab or a deck, you've got the chalk box. You hand it to your helper. He grabs the end of it. He winds it around his finger at least once. So when you're pulling the chalk box out, if it hangs up, it doesn't just pull out of his hand, hit the floor, and put a big, ugly black mess on the floor. So if you're receiving the chalk line, you always do that. The next rule is boxman walks, boxman pops. The guy that grabs the end stays where he's at the mark, and the boxman walks to the other end and puts the chalk box down on the mark. You see that? Boxman walks, boxman pops. It saves some confusion, and it sets sort of a baseline process. That's important. Let's draw another nice black, nice straight line. Hold the box up a little. We're still getting kind of a mess. Black. Clean it off, set it down, and give it a gentle snap. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing with red and blue. First one is Thompson's water seal. This is what Will Holiday used to preserve his snap lines in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And it worked for Will Holiday. Could do worse. All right. Tresemme hairspray, okay. The comment on the channel was hairspray. They didn't tell me what kind of hairspray. Okay, that is not as aggressive as the Thompsons. Okay, spar varnish. I'm going to lay that on a little heavier. Now, as always, you got to comment. I mean, we're using these 4 different items plus a 5th wild card that came from the comments. Rust-Oleum makes a clear coat, made to be inverted, made to spray. It's indistinct on whether or not this is just contains acetone, liquefied petroleum gas, petroleum distillates. I don't know if this is lacquer or what, but something tells me it's made for this. So let me know, will you? Oh, that's going on pretty nice and controllable. Man, if that holds up, that is definitely the ticket. Now here's the thing with marking paint that you probably already know. After you've sprayed, you got to clear the nozzle until nothing's coming out. Otherwise, the next time you try to use it, the dried paint clogs it and you've wasted, $12 or whatever it is. So this one came out of the comments, and I'll tell you, I'm skeptical. It said you put down a bright orange or a bright yellow base coat on your deck, and then you're supposed to just fog it. Supposed to just fog it over the chalk, and the chalk will bleed through and make a very that might work. I don't know. We're going to take this outside. We got a week of rain scheduled. The weatherman says it's going to be wet, cloudy, cold all week. We're going to leave it out there, and next Friday when we film, or maybe the Friday after, we will do a little analysis and see which of these 5 coatings, the Thompson, the spar varnish, the Rust-Oleum clear coat, or the hairspray, held up, and whether or not paint on paint works at all. So it's been a week. 3 pounding days of rain and then some springtime sun. Not a bad test on CDX plywood. So in 5th place, the blue is faded to white, the red is legible, the black is legible. This is hairspray, extra hold hairspray. In 4th place, Thompson's water seal. It did okay. The blue is still there, but it's diffusing. Red, clearly visible. Black, diffusing. Maybe there was just too much chalk on the string, but it's not as vivid as the ones that we have yet to show you. 3rd place, and this gets the award for the wild card comment. Out of the comment section, there are some great ideas. The fellow said, spray some yellow paint or orange, snap your lines, and then fog it. So we did it with marking paint, which is water base, And you know what? It wiped out the difference between the blue and the black. The red is doing its job, the blue is vivid. I think in some cases this might be the way to go. We're giving Rust-Oleum inverted marking paint lemon yellow third place award. Second place, Minwax Helmsman Spar Urethane. It captured and preserved every little dot of even the blue chalk. I mean, it's on there. The red is indelible, the black is indelible. I don't see really any streaking or fading due to water, but it wasn't all that easy. I mean, to put on a regular spray can, so we're giving this a second place finish. And the uncontested winner of our competition is Rust-Oleum inverted marking paint clear. Because just like the urethane, no discernible change, everything is crisp, everything is preserved, and it goes on so easy. So ease of application and apparent utility, Rust-Oleum inverted marking clear coat, I would say is the winner. So I'm not going to tell you this is a good or a comprehensive test, but it's better than no test at all. Now, if on the other hand, this was outside for weeks, maybe you get hit with a stop work order, heaven forbid, or you get a foot of snow dropped on the deck and this stuff is submerged for weeks on end, I have no idea. Or if it's a concrete slab and it is one big duck pond, maybe the edges are high and the middle is low and the whole thing's underwater, I couldn't tell you. But according to our sample here, for ease of application, you can get it off the shelf anywhere marking paint is sold, and it looks like you're going to have a fighting chance of knowing what you were doing when you finally get back to work. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.